What up? It's your man, Ken Jackson, and I am not live, just pre-recorded, doing a random guest test, call-in test. I'm actually going to be calling my random guests, so hopefully they'll answer. And let's see if I can get someone on the line. We will see here. Just to try it out. You can hear it ringing. So it's going to be no answer. Well, maybe they'll call back, try again in a little bit. But anyhow, I think I got everything working. I've been working on this shit all goddamn day, trying to make sure all the audio is routed, and I think I got it figured out. I hope I got it figured out because I need to be able to take these live phone calls when we do the live show. Otherwise, it makes no sense if I can't get my guests to call in live. So, but in any case, as I said, I think everything's working right. Here, let me grab my tablet over here because there's a lot of shit going on in the news lately. Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's back in action. Actually got himself beat down in Miami a few days back, and now he's back online talking crap, saying he doesn't need security and he's not going anywhere. And you know what? That's all fine and good. I'm not wishing any bad thing on Tekashi. He's a very entertaining clown, and I'm not even mad at him for snitching, actually, because the people he snitched on did him dirty first. So what's fair is fair. You know what I'm saying? What really gets me going about this dude is the buffoonery, the constant flashing of money, and stuff like that. It's just stupid. Makes no damn sense. You don't just be quiet and go away. Okay, we know you're rich. We think you're rich. You want us to think you're rich. Forbes says your net worth is only about $500,000, but you're always on the gram flashing what you say are millions of dollars. But I saw a video about 5 days ago in which you yourself said you have prop money. So, which is it? Is it real or is it prop? I don't know. I might be thinking it's prop, because if it's real, then there's probably a judge that's going to come looking for you real soon, because I do believe that one of the conditions of your release was to pay about $1 million in restitution, I read somewhere. And you said that you didn't have it, but now all of a sudden you have all these millions of dollars that you're flashing. I wish I could bring this video in from my tablet. I know I can. I just haven't figured out how to do it yet, but I am definitely going to. But in any case, Tekashi 6ix9ine is probably one of the biggest clowns in the entertainment business. Why is this thing not doing what I needed to do? I gotta figure this out too. Anyway, let me turn the volume down here. What was that? Oh, my phone. You know, this is the only thing about using only bad thing about using your mobile phone as your main call-in for your shows, because it makes other noises when you don't need it to. So, but it's all good. It still works, and that's all that really matters, is that it works. So, but anyway, like I was saying, Tekashi is a clown, we all know, and we're just sick of the antics. We really are. I know I'm sick of the antics. I don't know if you are or not, but hey, it makes no sense to me, all the dumb shit that he does, flashing his money, which again is in question. And, so we just need to I guess we just got to deal with it, because it's going to be seen on a lot of our feeds. I don't even follow the guy, but shit pops up. I don't know if it's, I guess because of my particular settings, it pops up in my feed as something Twitter, not Twitter, but Instagram, Facebook suggests that I might want to watch. Maybe because I've watched so many of his videos in the past and have made a lot of comments. So that's probably why I get them. What else is going on? War in Ukraine still happening. I actually think the Ukrainians are probably getting their asses kicked. But who knows? Russia might be getting their asses kicked. In fact, Russia is getting their asses kicked, because the way their military, I can't get these words out today. The way their military was always portrayed as being so powerful and so strong and dangerous, with weapon systems that were almost as advanced as U.S. weapon systems, you would think that they would have been able to take Ukraine in the first few days to a week after they invaded. But Ukrainians have been putting up a very, very valiant fight for the last year. And looks like the Russians are having a hard time, real hard time. And I don't know, they could lose it. They could lose it all. Vladimir Putin is trying to put the Soviet Union back together. That's his goal. He wants to rebuild that Soviet empire, which was the main threat back in the 80s when I was on active duty with the Navy. The Soviet Union was who we were defending against, and they were dangerous back then. They had a huge, very capable military back then. But then they went through Afghanistan. Afghanistan kicked their asses out. They spent 10 years in Afghanistan. And they went, that was, I guess that you could say that Afghanistan was like their Vietnam. And it really did a number on them. We found out that they weren't as capable as a lot of people thought they were, even back then. But don't get me wrong, they have some dangerous ass weapon systems. These hypersonic missiles that they have, their nuclear force is most definitely as lethal, probably more lethal than the U.S. But I think it's nuclear weapons. It keeps them from attacking NATO, most definitely, and attacking us of this uh, because of this policy of mutually assured destruction. MAD. That's what it's called. They know that if they launch on us, our ballistic submarine fleet will retaliate in full force and wipe them off the map too. We may all die, but U.S. definitely has that policy of, guess what? If we gotta go, you all gotta go. And the U.S. being the only nation, we're the only country that's ever used nuclear weapons in combat, in anger against another nation. We dropped 2 atomic bombs on Japan at the end of World War II that ended World War II. But it wouldn't be that simple now, because a lot of countries have nuclear weapons that can reach the United States. But the whole rest of the world already knows in advance that we will use them. It's questionable on whether some of these other countries will, but the U.S. will use them. That's a fact. We've proven it already. So that's that, So anyway, I want to talk about some things that I would like to do with this show. I've been dragging my feet for quite a long time, getting it together, making investments in equipment, so forth and so on. And I'm at a point now where I'm good on, what I need to do it. I do need to work on my broadcast skills personally, but you got to understand, I never wanted to be the face on camera in the beginning. I actually started Crazy Baby TV. It's been 12 years now. And when I started it, it was for the sole purpose of promoting artists that I was managing at the time. Because I was full-time in the music industry, and internet broadcasting was so brand new, but I saw the vision. I saw where it was going to go. And, and I launched it as a promotional tool for my artists. And early on, it was awesome. I had a young lady from here in South Florida that I managed, and we used to go out and do interviews with other celebrity artists at different events all around South Florida. And she was the host, and all I was the cameraman and producer back then. And that's all I ever wanted to be. I never really intended on being on camera myself. But as the saying goes, if you want something done right, sometimes you got to do it yourself. So as I got out of artist management, and then about 6 years ago, I had to shut my recording studio down after having a stroke. Couldn't run the business, was messed up for quite a long time. And but I was always wanting to get into this internet broadcasting, because I always thought it was going to be huge. I knew 12, 13 years ago that it was going to be huge. I was already into digital audio recording back then with a program called Cakewalk, long before Pro Tools came out. But I used to tell people about Crazy Baby TV, back when I first started, and they would always ask me, what the hell is Crazy Baby TV, and what's that do? And I was like, it's television, but on the internet. It wasn't so hard to understand. I realized, as the internet was growing, celestial broadcasting was going to slowly fade away, just like uh, analog music recording virtually disappeared once Pro Tools and you know Reason and Studio One and a multitude of other digital audio workstations started to come about, and as computers got more powerful, um, I knew that this broadcasting thing was going to be huge. So here we are now, 2023, right after the pandemic scare. It was the pandemic that made internet broadcasting what it is now. It's the pandemic that made internet broadcasting really take off. And here we are now. Everybody and their brother and their mama got a show. Everybody has a show. And what I continually kick myself in the ass over is the fact that I didn't stay consistent all these years in really building Crazy Baby TV World, and now the Ken Jackson Experience. So my ultimate goal is to make this a full-time endeavor. Not going back into the music business per se, definitely not going to be managing artists anymore, or running a recording studio. It's all about the broadcast now. So I want to make this show great. I don't know how though. I read all the books and I watch so many other podcasts and vlogs and video shows online, and there's so many different ideas and directions to go in. And me personally, I don't have any particular path I want to follow. I just want to broadcast. I just want to talk. So I guess maybe that's all I'm going to do. But I definitely want y'all to give me some suggestions. Comment down below. Send in some ideas. If you want to be a guest on the show, get at me. I definitely want to talk to some people about anything. There's nothing off limits. We can talk about it all. Just come in. It don't cost you anything. I don't have any products to sell you. Not yet. I'm not saying that I won't ever push products, because eventually I'm going to have to monetize this channel and monetize this show. But right now, just subscribe, share it to your friends, tell them to check me out, and like I said, that don't cost you a dime, but it will definitely help me with the YouTube algorithm, as I said, send in some ideas and suggestions on topics. I want to talk about it all. For those of you that know me, I'm not afraid to talk about anything. So it's all good. We do want to be mindful of others. I don't want to offend anybody. But at the same time, don't think that I'm going to censor much. We won't do anything or speak in any hateful way towards anybody. But there are a lot of subjects that I do want to cover that are very sensitive to people. And some people get offended because of their own fear. One thing I want to tackle immediately is racism and the racial divide between whites and blacks, and also issues within the black community that, in my opinion, keeps the racial divide, going strong. It's not always about white people. We know what white people have done to us in this country, in the building of this country. It's common knowledge. And we also are very aware that right now, a small group of white nationalists in this country are trying to, I don't want to say rewrite history, but they're trying to cover up history. They don't want the history of the building of this country to be told. They want to act as though it never happened, and they claim that they're all about erasing racial division within this country, but they're only causing racial division because they don't want to acknowledge how and what this country was built on. And this country was built on racism. Racism is what built America. And we have a whole group of people, my group of people, who are suffering now. And don't get me wrong, I'm not personally suffering in terms of not having opportunity or not being able to grow and thrive, but my family has suffered because we have not been able to reap the benefits of the labor of our ancestors. I know for a fact that my family lineage comes from slavery. And you have to understand that for almost 400 years here in America, industry were built on the backs of slaves. Free labor. There's a lot of paychecks that need to be sent out. You follow what I'm saying? Reparations is not something that we ask for because we don't deserve it. We definitely deserve reparations. A lot of white families in America today are direct benefactors of the slave trade that built this country. Whether you want to admit it or not, these wealthy families in America today, the vast majority of them, these big corporations, the vast majority of them had their roots in slavery. The billions of dollars that they generate now was made possible because they were able to build their companies with free labor. Think about that. So don't you think that the descendants of those free laborers should reap some benefits now? I mean, is that too hard for you to understand? But in any case, we're going to talk about it in an upcoming segment real soon. I'm actually lining up some guests so we can have a back and forth about it. And we're gonna see if we can at least come to some sort of understanding. It's not about we're trying to tear down white society or anything like that. We just want what's owed to us. Plain and simple. Doesn't matter how far back it went or it goes. It doesn't matter, that it was 100 years ago or 200 years ago. This country was built on the backs of my ancestors working for free under brutal conditions, very brutal conditions. But we also got to talk about what's going on in the Black community today. We are destroying ourselves. The Willie Lynch doctrine is alive and well and working very well in the Black community today. So anyway, that's all for today. Like I said, this is pre-recorded. It wasn't official, but I just wanted to get some things out there. Mainly, I wanted to test my gear. I got some new equipment in the studio, and let's see. I'm gonna see if I can get some video of that. Let's see. Here we go. Video. All right, here we go. All right, so this is my desktop studio and how we're set up here. The Rodecaster Pro 2, which is definitely, see that? I know it looks crazy with me trying to videotape it on screen, but it's what we are. It don't take much. It really doesn't. I wish I would have had this machine though 13 years ago, but I got it now. I actually have two of these. I have the first version of it, and I just got this one about a week ago. And like I said, it's taken me all day today to get it set up right. But anyhow, thank y'all. We are going to be here next Sunday, 5 p.m. with a regular show. Finally, we're going to get on track, and we're going to have some guests on, and we're going to have us a good conversation. So see y'all next week, Sunday. I will be throwing up some posts throughout the week on Instagram and Facebook, as I always do, Twitter as well. So look out for those. But please, again, subscribe, share the channel. It's YouTube at Crazy Baby TV World, and tell your friends, whatever, and give me some suggestions. Help me out. I'm trying to do something good. You know what I mean? I don't want to go into the ratchetness or the nonsense. I really want to, do something enlightening and powerful. So, like I said, help me out. Let's get the algorithm working for Crazy Baby TV World and the Ken Jackson Experience. And I will see y'all next week. All right? Peace.